Man, ain't she a beauty. Hey guys, so I'm doing a little video overview today of my 2013 Trek Madone 2.3. It's a aluminum road bike, and so it's not a legitimate Madone, but it does have the label of one. Anyway, it's 54 centimeter, and I'm about 6 feet tall, so it's slightly small for me. However, I got it for $600 online. And I really couldn't pass up the chance. My arms are a little bit short, so it actually works out relatively well for me. Seat's a little high, but for the most part, it's run really well. Put just over 1,000 miles on it since I got it a few months ago, used. Off a guy who took pretty good care of it. He did a little bit of cross chaining, so this large chainring does need replaced, but otherwise, everything's in good shape. It comes with Shimano 105 components. It actually has Shimano 105 brakes, which I thought was pretty cool. Apparently I'm not sure if it was this particular year or the next year, but some of the Madones don't come with the 105 brakes. They're a little bit stronger than the generic ones. It's also got the 105 shifters. So it's a slight step up from the Trek 1.1 that just came out this year, which I think that has a 8-speed cassette. I think it's Sora or Claris shifters. So the frame, it's got the KVF, KVF Aero frame or something. It's supposed to, I guess it's basically this Aero. Ew, it's a little marked up. Yeah, so this is supposed to be like an aerofoil, and they cut out the back to give it a little bit extra stiffness. It's not really that much of an aero bike, certainly not compared to the carbon Madones. It's more of a lightweight climbing bike. I think it weighs about 19 pounds, so if I wanted to, I could upgrade some stuff. I think we have an Ultegra 10-speed cassette on there, but could upgrade the crank and a few other things, and this thing could probably drop down to 17 pounds. I don't actually race yet, although I'm hoping to get into criterium racing next year. So I decided to go with an aluminum bike because I use the bike a lot for training, and I didn't want to take the chance of getting a carbon bike and having some crack. This is my only bike. I just got rid of my 2000 Trek XO1 cyclocross bike, which I really liked. So since this is going to be my only bike, I figured I'd get something a little stronger. Oh, got some more scratches on there. It's no good. But this bike has held up pretty good for me so far. Got some really cheap tires on it. Some Mavic Action, I guess is how you pronounce that. I hope so. They've got about 1,000 miles on them, and they seem to be holding up well. I rotated them once. Seems like they'll probably last at least another 1,000 miles, maybe 2,000. No punctures yet, so hopefully there won't be any. I don't know. It seems like it's got some pretty decent tread, so they're nice. I would recommend them if you're looking just for training, some training tires. Got the Bontrager race wheels. Everything I've looked up about them, they're basically relabeled Alex rims, and there's nothing special about them. I think these ones are tubeless ready, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I know the 2014 Madone comes with the tubeless ready rims, so I can't be entirely sure. What is this? Yeah, so these are some generic clipless pedals. They're actually mountain bike pedals. They're from my cyclocross bike. I still use some mountain bike cleats. I'll eventually get some good cleats, but until then, I'm not too worried about it. So, see if there's anything else that's special about this. It's got the E2 headset with a carbon fork. The E2 headset is tapered. I think there's a larger and smaller bearing. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it's supposed to give you more stability around turns and curves and whatnot. I've only ridden a few bikes a lot, so I can't really say for sure. It's got a compact crank, which was kind of annoying to get used to for my cyclocross bike. Actually, the cyclocross bike was set up like a road bike. It was 9-speed, and it had a standard crank on the front of 5339, I think it was. And so going from that to this, it felt really, really slow. But after a while, you eventually get used to it. You just pedal a little bit faster. I think, well, I definitely like having this smaller ring going up hills, especially the long ones, or something really steep, which I've recently started riding more. The bottom bracket does make a little bit of a cracking noise, but it turns out it's more likely not the actual bearings in the bottom bracket, but a lot of manufacturers, when they put in the bottom brackets, they don't put quite enough grease, not enough to cover 5 or 10 years, so you might hear a little bit creaking when things warm up. Usually, and you just have to get it pulled out and re-greased. Sometimes you replace the whole bottom bracket. You just gotta find out, really. There's no play in this, just a little bit cracking every once in a while. So it's been a really good bike for me. I would say altogether $600. Pretty happy with it. I do plan on keeping it for a while. I've got this cheap eBay seat. Nothing fancy. I guess it's a knockoff of a Physique saddle, but it seems to fit me well enough. As long as my as long as my shorts hold up. Let's see. So just give you some overviews of this. I don't have a Garmin yet. I'll eventually get one. But for now, I've got this little speedometer, odometer, and I use Strava. You probably get some new grip bar tape. It's getting a little chewed up here. I laid it down a couple times. I'm trying to think of anything interesting about this. It does have a carbon seat post. You can see where the guy who rode it before used to keep it. I think he actually kept it about here. The tape's there. So I'm literally 3 inches higher up, which means I was probably about 6 or 7 inches taller than that guy. Off a 200 series aluminum. It's, for what it is, I mean, for $600, it's a good bike to come with all 105 components. I probably couldn't have gotten a much better deal. Similar, this bike was going for $850 or so in the same condition online, so I'm pretty happy with the purchase. I will be looking for a carbon bike eventually, but for now, this is what I'm going to keep training on. Anyway, if you guys want to check out more videos, check out my channel, and I hope to have some more for you.